යනවනම් අභිමානයෙන් අනාගතයේ මාවතේ පෙරමග බලා හිඳී ආඩම්බරයෙන් ඔබේ ශ්‍රී ලංකා මගේ ශ්‍රී ලංකා අපේ ශ්‍රී ලංකා ශ්‍රී ලංකා
Sri Lanka, a home for over 22 million ethnically diversified Sinhalese, Tamils, Muslims, Malays, and Burghers, with its own cultural heritage and the natural diversity that boasts of thick tropical forests, tea gardens, pristine beaches, green hills, and rock formations, is considered as one of the great destinations of the new millennium. Even when the world economy failed, together with its neighbor India, Sri Lanka demonstrated a great resilience, growing at an unprecedented pace. The nation's new goal is to be the wonder of Asia as a tourist destination, and so also as the hub of regional trade connecting the West and the East. Sri Lanka also aspires to be the world's destination for information technology, especially for business process outsourcing work, with a target of over $1 billion income through IT-enabled services each year. Each of the above ambitions is being met through what one refers to as the wisdom outlets, the Nenasalas, as President Rajapaksa has fondly named them. The Nenasalas have become the lifeline of education and learning in rural Sri Lanka. 1,000 of these that will connect them with the rest of the world. Every despair is an opportunity, and the Asian tsunami that affected Sri Lanka on the 26th of December 2004 created one. The Nenasalas, or the wisdom gateways that offer access to the world of knowledge. The first Nenasala was established on the 1st of January 2005, just 6 days after the tsunami. And President Rajapaksa, the then Prime Minister who inaugurated the center at the Kirivahera Buddhist temple in Kataragama, had this to say: if Nenasalas were meant to assist people in remote locations, those under duress and distress, and the ones in dire need, then the best time and place to inaugurate the first Nenasala is exactly where the disaster has struck. Let us turn the despair into opportunity and demonstrate what information and communication technologies should and ought to do to help the common people, especially the ones affected. Otherwise, there will be an information blackout, as usually happens to people affected by natural disasters. Thus was born the first Nenasala, and today the nation is filled with 664 of those. with only 336 to achieve the national target of 1,000 Nenasalas by 2016. Let us now learn more about these Nenasalas. Let us travel to Gaul, to the outskirts where Thero Buddhaghosa operates one. Until 5 years ago, the major activity of the temple was a Montessori school. But thanks to the ICT agency, the temple has now embarked upon the Nenasala movement. Knowledge sharing, skill development, and education are not new to the Buddhist temples.
Single Muslim derivative Sirum Lama Innoa Lama Asu Akata Lama Innoa. Oh, the making Pansala Podui, Sirma Agamoto, Sirma Jatin, Podu Stanak, Pansala.
This is Hindu, Tamil, Muslim, not separate. Every people can come to here. Study. How many children are there?
So
82, 80. So they come in the morning
මේ ආවට මුස්ලිම් කට්ටිය හැම ජාති කට්ටියක්ම ඉන්නේ හැම දිනම සම්බන්ධ වෙලා වැඩ කරන පන්සලේ කටයුතු වලටත් දව් දෙනවා යාළුවා.
This village reason in the Muslim people is come to like to the joint morning. Kira වගේ තාමදුරට එන්නේ තාමද?
උදේ 8 වෙනකොට එනවා.
8 o'clock come back to go to
12 මාර 1 වෙනකොට එනවා. 12:30. බිල්ඩින් එක දැන් ලදරු පාසල මුලින්ම කින්ඩර්ගාටන් පන්සල ඇතුලේ පටන් ගත්තා. ඉතින් ලදරු පාසල වෙනුවෙන් මේ ගොඩනැගිල්ල වෙන් කළා. දැන් අවුරුදු 6ක් විතර වෙනවා මේ හදලා සුනාමියටත් අහුණා මේක. සුනාමියෙන් පස්සේ තමයි උඩ කොටස හදාගත්තේ. ඊට පස්සේ නැනසල යහපැත්තේ ශාලාවේ තිබුණේ ඊට පහසුකම් මදි නිසා මේ ස්ථානයට මාරු කළා නැනසල. නැනසල ආරම්භ කළා. ඉතින් ගොඩක් නැනසලෙත් ඒ වගේ තමයි මුස්ලිම් සිංහල දෙමළ ළමයි ලදරු පාසලේ වගේම පන්සලේ කටයුතු වලට හැමදෙනාම.
The Pirivenas of the temples are the symbols of Sri Lankan education, both religious and secular. Today, the temples once again demonstrate their role through the Nenasalas.
Sri Lanka, my best Sri Lanka, Sri Lanka. My best Sri Lanka, my best Sri Lanka, my best Sri Lanka.
Thero Somananda of Sri Abhivaramya Temple in Kurunagale effectively uses his Nenasala not only for promoting IT education, but also for strengthening his social enterprise in dairy production and agricultural advisory work. His dairy product Pirupun is an outcome of his efforts to combine modern knowledge and the traditional wisdom in animal husbandry and farming.
කියන්නේ අසල්තම නැනසල සිංහල මුස්ලිම් ද්‍රවිඩ බර්ග කියන සියලු දෙනාම සම්බන්ධය වගේ මිශ්‍ර ගමක්. ඊළඟට අනිත් කාරණේ තමයි මේ හැම කෙනෙක්ම අප සමග කිට්ටුම සම්බන්ධකම් පවත්වාගෙන තමයි මේ කටයුතු කරන්නේ. නැනසල හරහා තව අපි මේ දන් දීම සමාජ සේවා කටයුතු ගොඩක් කරනවා කියන්නේ. ඒ හරහා අනිත් එක්ක දුප්පත් අසන්නමෙන්ට අපි පොත්පත් ලබා දෙන දේවල් ඊළඟට පාසල් වලට මිලඳුන් ලබා දෙන දේවල් සුබපතන්නන්ගේ උදව් උපකාර අරගෙන ඒ විදිහට කටයුතු කරනවා කියන්නේ. ඊළඟට අපේ එකම ඉලක්කය තමයි හොඳ තොරතුරු තාක්ෂණයෙන් පිරි නුවණලාභීන් නිර්මාණය කිරීමත් ඒ වගේම ආර්ථිකයෙන් උසස් පවුල් එකක නිර්මාණය කිරීම ආර්ථික පැත්තෙන් හා ගුණාත්මක පැත්තෙන් විසිතුවිලි වලින් සමානයිද ඒකට එක ප්‍රෝග්‍රෑම් කරලා
Thero Udalamada Senananda, like any other Buddhist priest in Sri Lanka, is revered by the people of Rikila Gashkada, a hill town near Kandy. His Nenasala, run by Priyangika Jayasekara, has trained more than 4,500 young adults during the past 3 years.
Mage Sri Lanka, Mage Sri Lanka, Sri Lanka.
President Rajapaksa's strategy of scaling up the telecenters with the help of the thousands of Buddhist temples and other religious institutions in his country is indeed paying off. Hundreds of Buddhist temples, Hindu kovils, and Muslim mosques and their associated organizations, and the churches have now come forward to open Nenasalas, thus extending their own social mission and at the same time helping to solve the long-term sustainability problems facing the telecenters.
Mage Sri Lanka, Mage Sri Lanka, Sri Lanka.
Neelavira of Veligama, a very successful Nenasala operator, upon his return from India on a study tour sponsored by the ICT agency, has initiated an interesting project called fishinglanka.com. During his study tour, Neelavira had an opportunity to visit the famous Indian project, the MS Swaminathan Research Foundation's Village Knowledge Center program in Puducherry. He witnessed the telecenter staff offering information on potential fishing zones to the fishermen of Nalavadu fishing village there. Using the satellite technology that demonstrates plankton concentration and the water temperature, he is able to assist the fishermen of Sri Lanka to navigate the areas where profitable varieties of fish are more likely to be found.
In 2008, we had an opportunity to visit India, South India. Actually, that was an education visit. We had an opportunity to visit fishing harbour in India. I think it is in Pondicherry. I saw some digital boards which indicates the best fishing zones for the local fishermen in India. From that I got an idea to introduce some system for the benefit of the fishermen in Sri Lanka to find best fishing zones for the improvement of their industry.
In addition, Neelavira has developed a unique method to connect the Sri Lankan artists with the rest of the world. His website promotes Sri Lankan art and in fact facilitates the sale of their artwork to foreign clients.
www.ceylonartist.com provides an online platform for Sri Lankan artists to sell their artworks.
Okay. What kind of artworks?
Paintings, drawings, like that.
Wonderful. Wonderful. So you try to sell the indigenous art online
Yeah.
through the web.
Yeah.
How do you promote this?
We promote through network marketing. We use some AdWords campaign also, and web optimization also, and we will do some campaigning, SMS campaigning.
Oh, SMS.
Yeah, we are targeting two categories. One is Sri Lankans living abroad and foreigners in international countries.
Okay. Have you also approached the Sri Lankan High Commissions in other countries?
No, I get the database of their mobile phones. I will send a small text message to those people.
Promoting the site and
Yeah. You are invited to visit www.ceylonartist.com and appreciate artworks of Sri Lankan artists. That's
What is your target for 2012 next year?
Yeah.
How many paintings you want to sell?
I think I am targeting about 20 plus paintings per month.
His aim is now to create an e-commerce site for the rural poor. The Sri Lankan Nenasalas are at the forefront of extending the ICT literacy mandate of the government. Reshan Devapura, the CEO of the ICT agency that implements the Nenasala movement throughout the country, considers the role of the Nenasalas as fulfilling President Rajapaksa's call for achieving 75% of IT literacy in Sri Lanka.
This was conceptualized earlier as a telecentre program with a different name, but actually the Nenasala name came from the current president, His Excellency Mahinda Rajapaksa himself, calling it the wisdom outlet. And with a lot of focus on taking the benefits of ICT to rural areas, taking the focus away from commercialization and even financial sustainability, I would say, and taking that focus and moving it firmly, squarely and firmly in the society, ensuring that the benefits go to the society and helping them through that. So I think that has actually helped us ensure that the benefits of the Nenasala.
The Nenasala operators are truly IT trainers in their own right. Udesh Malikaratna, who could have become a school teacher in his Balankoda town, chose to operate his Nenasala as an IT school. Having trained 4,500 students thus far, Udesh hopes to convert his Nenasala into an IT university in 5 years' time. His Nenasala at present offers a bouquet of IT courses and coaches students who appear for the Bachelor of IT course offered by the University of Colombo. His Nenasala also offers language classes for the Sinhala-speaking children to learn Tamil and vice versa, a true effort towards national integration.
Started this at 2005 because of those days these rural people IT knowledge is very poor. That's why I started this institute, and you can get a lot of idea about from this. This is these photos we have given service to the community, all of community who are coming to us to get services. These are the services we have done. There are some enjoy events, there are some Sinhala Urdu events, a lot of things are there. And we are conducting a lot of courses. There are many courses to select. We have some accounting packages, both in computer based and theory based. And we are conducting Bachelor of Information Technology courses that is conducted by Colombo University. We are conducting classes for that, and we have accounting packages, Tally, PH3 like that, and we have graphic courses because there are a lot of opportunities for that in Sri Lanka for graphical software, and Microsoft certified. We can give Microsoft certified because everybody must have the office package knowledge because of their day-to-day works, and we have upgraded our institute as NEQ level, that is National Vocational Qualification, because now in Sri Lanka for any kind of job they are asking National Vocational Qualification. We have started that also, and apart from this we are conducting IT school. For that we are teaching English, Tamil and IT. Because of without English it is useless for learning IT. because if you are learning IT, you must have English. And also in Sri Lanka, we have to go future. For that, we need extra languages, especially in Tamil and any other languages. Therefore, we thought with our staff, we have discussed and we got a decision. We must teach English, Tamil and ITO languages for the students. We are taking students from after grade 5, after their scholarship exam, we are getting students, and we have 10-year plan. If someone can come for all these 10 years, he or she will be able to get degree for IT.
Like Udesh and Priyangika, each and every Nenasala in Sri Lanka has embarked upon IT literacy programs among the 22 million Sri Lankans, with a singular objective of turning 3/4 of them IT literate by the year 2016. The Nenasala movement in Sri Lanka has been a remarkable achievement. It forms a part of the East Sri Lanka Initiative, a national ICT-based agenda to help prepare the nation as a middle-income economy. The effort is led by a group of highly dedicated people in Sri Lanka. Professor Vimal Singh is the chair of the ICT agency that is responsible for the Nenasala project.
Now the rural community, firstly, is a gathering point for people to go for their IT services. And secondly, people of various types, say students. Students go there to learn. Students go there to surf the internet. And the students go there because there are various programs like educational programs, not only internet, but also educational programs, software, which they can use in the Nenasalas. I understand that the GC A-level, a large number of subjects is available in the form of series. So they go there to learn. Then the adults, various adults, for example, a farmer would go there to find the crop price. Or a farmer, a fisherman would want to go and find out about the best places to catch fish. So all that information is available now thanks to the Nenasala. If the Nenasala was not there, the telecentre concept would not have opened up so much opportunity for the villager. HE's vision was to take this to the village. After all, Sri Lanka has 70% of the population living in villages. So development of Sri Lanka cannot overlook that 70%. If development is confined to just 30%, then you can't talk of development.
Gavashkar Subramaniam has been the Nenasala project manager within ICTA, overseeing its implementation.
At the beginning, we implemented Nenasalas in two ways. One is targeting the entrepreneurs, other one is the religious institutions, where you get temples to take over the Nenasala and operate it. Other one is individual people to run the centers, where we give kind of an opportunity for individuals to be entrepreneurs and start a business in the rural villages. At a point, these two models were merged. And it went in a single model called society model, where the rural societies, CBOs or small local level NGOs take over the project and they operate this in the ground. The reason is like while we were doing
this project, we found certain issues in those two models, and we merged, and we brought in a lot of community involvement, community participation into the project. The CBOs or societies, what they can do is still they can go and establish these Nanasalas in the temples. If you go to rural areas, it's very difficult to find suitable places, buildings, premises to establish these Nanasalas. So we found this to be a more viable solution where community participation is very high. We can still go with the temples, or they can find a welfare kind of a own building and set up these centers. And also we bring in, we create kind of a job opportunity, somebody to be there, and IT knowledgeable person to be there and help community to learn IT and provide all the ICT based services to those. So the first is we need to find good people to run these services. If that is failing, then the project will fail from that point to, from that point it will start failing. So inception, we had very tough selection. We interview these people, we do ground inspection, we put them on a training, and then only we make them to own these centers. So tough selection process that we carried out made ensure that from the beginning that these centers are operating. And when it comes to monitoring, we need to monitor these centers. We have a small team. Small team is there, but in addition to that, we hired external consulting firms as regional impact teams, or otherwise we call them RITs in short, to monitor these Nanasalas throughout the country continuously. They are kind of a ground support team. They provide monitoring and evaluation, training, necessary consultation to these centers throughout the period. Still these RITs are in operations. These are the certain things that ensure these centers to be more successful. For RITs, they give continuous feedback data information to us, so that we navigate the project in such a way that we also adapt certain new changes to cater to their requirement, Nanasala requirement plus the community requirement. And also we identify continuous resource requirement, like in case of PCs or equipment, in addition to necessary capacity building that they would like to, we need to provide them. And also all these requirements come through RIT to us. So this complete system ensures that we kind of provide good support to Nanasalas, and they ensure that these centers, they are in existence to provide necessary services to the community.
Dil Piya Ratne has managed the program, ensuring its visibility within the nation, so also at the international level.
We went into different models. We went into the temple model, or the religious model we call it, then entrepreneurial also. And as time evolved, we went to societal model, where we would give it to a local CBO or an NGO working in that locality to make sure that all the Nenasala operators are from that village. So we made sure that they have to, wherever that we put the Nenasala, the operator has to be within 10 kilometers of the Nenasala. So that way we wanted to make sure that it's not people from metropolitan areas going and starting these centers, that we provide jobs to people within the community, so to sort of empower the community. So also importantly, Nenasala, the Sri Lankan Telecentre project is widely recognized internationally, especially among the telecentre communities in Asia Pacific as well as the rest of the countries. That I see when we, especially when we move to international conferences, they are very interested in our Nenasala project and what are the benefits it has brought to our society, and the specific experiences that we have sort of undergone, and what are the experiences of each of the people, especially women and youth, and how do we sort of keep on interacting with them.
The story of Selvaratnam Srikanthan and his family members is revealing. The Nenasala, launched out of his own drawing room, is a solace for many people in Koslanda and nearby villages there. Srikanthan, who has recently been elected as a Grama Niladari, pays tribute to ICTA, his mentor Professor Samaranaike, and the President himself for his success. Born with deformity, he has pledged his life as a people's person, offering every possible help to people who are disabled, marginalized, and neglected. Sunetra, who lost both her hands in an accident at a sugarcane factory, is supported by Srikanthan. He has managed to get her a UK-based sponsor who offers financial help. But the latest mission of Srikanthan is to teach Sunetra how to use a mobile phone. This would help her to become independent to some extent.
Sri Lanka, Sri Lanka, Mage Sri Lanka, Mape Sri Lanka.
මම කොස්ලන්ඩේ ඉන්නේ මේ ඔයාට මැසේජ් එකක් එව්වේ මේ ට්‍රේනින් එකක් ඒකයි.
Srikanthan has also managed to find a sponsor for James, another person declared invalid. Encouraged by Srikanthan, James is learning to use a laptop so he can become a data entry operator in due course.
அதாவது 2005ஆம் ஆண்டு எங்களுக்கு மோட்டிவேட் பண்ணுறதுக்கு முக்கிய பங்குதாரில் இருந்தது வந்து ப்ரொஃபஸர் ப்ரொஃபஸர் வி.கே. சமரநாயக். அவருடைய பாலிசி வந்து தகுதியானவர்கள் தகுதியானது போய் சேர வேண்டும். அந்த தகுதியானவர்கள் நானும் ஒரு மெம்பராக இருப்பதை என்னை செலக்ட் பண்ணதுக்காக எங்கள் குடும்பம், நான் மட்டும் இல்லை, எனது குடும்பமும் இதுக்கு முழு சப்போர்ட் பின்னாடியிலிருந்து முழு சப்போர்ட் பண்ணுறாங்க. இந்த சென்டரை ஒரு சக்ஸஸ் சென்டராக பரவடிக்க கடந்த 5 வருடமாக இந்த சென்டர் நெனசலா மூலிமா பல ப்ரொஜெக்டுகளை செஞ்சாலும் இதில் எனக்கு குறிப்பிடத்தக்கக்கூடிய சந்தோஷங்கள் ஒரு வருஷத்துக்கு ஒருக்கா எனக்கு கிடைச்சிருக்கு. ஒன்று வந்து NBA ஃபெலோஸ், இந்திரா காந்தி MS சுவாமிநாதன் கொடுத்த NBA ஃபெலோஸ். அடுத்து வந்து எனது குடும்பம், மனைவி, அடுத்து குழந்தை. அதுக்கு அடுத்தது இந்த இலங்கையில் உள்ளூராட்சி சபையில் போட்டி போட்டு ஒரு நெனசல உறுப்பினர் பிரதேச சபை உறுப்பினராக செய்வோம். இது இந்த சக்ஸஸை மக்கள்கிட்ட ரீச் ஆகியிருக்கிறதுக்கு ஒரு நற்சான்று. அதனால் இது வந்து நெனசலுங்கிறது என்னுடைய தொழில். இது முழு நேரத்து மற்றவங்களை விட எனக்கு இதுவும் முழு நேர தொழில். என்னுடைய தம்பிக்கும் இது முழு நேர தொழில். இதுலேயும் நிறைய யார் வந்தாலும் இவர்களுக்கு சேவை வழங்குவது என்னோட மனப்பான்மை. சேவையில் என்னுடைய சக்ஸஸ் அடங்கியிருக்கு. அடுத்து வந்து எனக்கு ஒரு சின்ன இன்கம் ஜெனரேட் பண்ணக்கூடிய ஒரு சின்ன வருமானமாக இதில் இருக்குது. மேற்கொண்டும் இது வந்து இந்த சென்டரை வந்து நாங்கள் வந்து இன்னும் மேலும் பல வியாபாரங்களை உருவாக்கி, வியாபாரங்களில் ஒரு சேவைகளை உருவாக்கி, புது சேவைகளை உருவாக்கி, அதை சொல்லுவாங்க வேலிட் அடட் சர்வீசஸ்ன்னு சொல்கிறேன். அந்த வேலியில் அடட் சர்வீசஸ்லாம் நீங்கள் பார்த்தீங்கன்னா டிசபிள்ஸும் அடங்கியிருக்கும்.
Srikanthan, his brother Chandrakanthan and his sister Prema, assisted by their father Mr. Selvaratnam, run 4 Nenasalas as rural BPO units. The Nenasalas digitize Sinhala, Tamil and English texts, manage websites of many government agencies, and even transcribe for various embassies abroad, and also carry out voice recordings on a regular basis. Recently, Srikanthan has won a contract to tag the marathon runners. His Nenasala in Koslanda has become a social hub of activities.
අනාගතයේ මාවතේ පෙරමග බලා හිඳී නිගිලී යනවනම් අභිමානයෙන් අනාගතයේ මාවතේ.
A person who knew nothing about computers just 5 years ago, Bimal Prasad has now been helping thousands of young Sri Lankans find suitable IT-based jobs with the corporates. All it required was the opportunity offered by ICTA, first to become a Nenasala operator, then a week-long training in IT, and a strong passion to serve the community. Prasad's mission in his life has been to serve the downtrodden, and ICTA opened the avenue for him.
අනාගතයේ මාවතේ පෙරමග බලා හිඳී නිගිලී යනවනම්.
First, he started off with offering IT courses to the young people in Sevanagala. The success of IT courses and the constant student intake, batch after batch, helped him to focus on his next passion of serving the farmers. He set out then to utilize his Nenasala effectively for offering farmer education. Yet Prasad knew he had to do something special and different if his mission of job matchmaking were to impact the entire rural youth, not just those who had access to the internet. Prasad started off with a job matching portal www.srilankajobs.net. Prasad offers about 10 roadshows each month in the 5 districts of Sri Lanka, where he brings in potential employers to have face-to-face meetings with the job seekers. The employers join hands with Prasad in counseling and recruiting employees on the spot. This move ensures distribution of the available IT jobs in Sri Lanka among both the rural and the urban youth.
මම සෙවනගල පාරිසරික කොට්ටාසේ සෙවනගල කියන නගරේ ග්‍රාමීය නගරයක තමයි ජීවත් වෙන්නේ. එතකොට මුලින්ම මම කියන්නේ කැමති මම මීට පෙර IT පැත්තේ කියන්නේ නම් IT knowledge එකක් ලොකුවට තිබ්බ කෙනෙක් නෙමෙයි. නමුත් මගේ ව්‍යවසායගත හැකියාව තිබ්බා. මම ඒකත් එක්ක මගේ තියෙන හැකියාවන් එකතු කරා. ඒකට එකතු කරන්න මට හැකියාව ලැබුණේ මම මේ තොරතුරු තාක්ෂණ නැත්නම් IT කියන ෆීල්ඩ් එකට එකතුනේ මේ නැනසල හරහා. ඉතින් ඒකෙදි මම සාමාන්‍යයෙන් මට නැනසල මධ්‍යස්ථාන ලැබෙනකොට මට තිබ්බේ මාස 3ක විතර පරිගණක පාඨමාලාවක් කරපු සාමාන්‍ය හැකියාවක් පමණයි. ඉතින් ඒක මම හිතන්නේ ලොකු හැකියාවක් නෙවෙයි. ඉතින් එතනින් තමයි මේ මධ්‍යස්ථානයේට මට සමුක පරීක්ෂණය සමත් වෙන්න පුළුවන් වුණේ මේ නැනසල මධ්‍යස්ථාන මට ලැබුණේ. ඊට පස්සේ නැනසල මධ්‍යස්ථාන මට ලැබිලා ඒ හරහා මට ICT ආයතනය හරහා ලැබුණ විශාල පුහුණු වැඩසටහන් කිහිපයකට සහභාගී වෙන්න. ඒ පුහුණු වැඩසටහන් වලදී මම දැනගත්තා IT කියන්නේ මොකක්ද? මේක හරහා කොච්චරක් දුරට අපිට හැකියාව තියනවද තම ප්‍රදේශයට සේවාවක් කරන්න, තොරතුරු තාක්ෂණය කොච්චරක් දුරට භාවිතා කරන්න හැකියාව අපිට තියනවද කියලා. ඉතින් මේ හැකියාව මම අඳුරගත්තා. අඳුරගෙන ඉවරලා තමයි මම මේ තොරතුරු තාක්ෂණය සම්බන්ධ විවිධ ව්‍යාපෘති මොනවද කියලා හොයලා ඒ වැඩසටහන් එක සම්බන්ධ වෙලා මගේ ප්‍රදේශයේ සෙවනගල ප්‍රාදේශීය කොට්ටාසිය තුල ඒ තොරතුරු sannivedana තාක්ෂණයෙන් බල ගන්නවන්න පුළුවන් ආකාරයට ශක්තිමත් වුණා. ඒ හරහා තමයි මේ ප්‍රදේශයට මෙවැනි සේවාවක් කරන්න හැකියාව ලැබුණේ. අතරම මුලින්ම මට ලැබුණු දේ තමයි නැනසල මධ්‍යස්ථාන. ඒ හරහා ලැබුණු පුහුණුව සහ දැනුවත් වීම හරහා තමයි මේ දේ මේ තැනට ගේන්න හැකියාව ලැබුණේ.
Prasad's office is inundated with job applications from aspiring young people from far-flung villages. His staff archives the applications for use whenever a potential employer approaches them for referrals. The 200,000 plus applicants continue to depend upon Prasad for the right job and a right career move. The Nenasala movement, without doubt, has been an experience in itself in the modern history of Sri Lanka. As the single largest network of knowledge infrastructure in rural Sri Lanka, these Nenasalas have indeed turned despair into prosperity. As the nation marches towards accomplishing its target of 1,000 Nenasalas by the year 2016, covering every nook and corner, it is possible that Sri Lanka will be the first developing nation to achieve a remarkable 75% ICT literacy. This is perhaps just the beginning of a new Sri Lanka. A Sri Lanka that would be known for its progressive march in the new millennium.
The Nenasalas have been successful because it has been run not as an isolated set of activities. Nenasala itself is just an access point, so if you don't have this type of content, nobody would come to use it. Okay, you can use an Nenasala just to look at your email and talk to people, but if there is valuable applications of benefit, of value add to them, then there's more chance of them coming and using these Nenasalas and getting the full benefits of ICT. So the e-society program, together with the re-engineering government program, where all the digital content for local people as well as government services have been provided, I think, a great boost to the Nenasala program. So again, a lot of thanks to people who worked in those areas. We did a lot of capacity building work for the Nenasala operators. Again, we got multiple consultants to do this. So again, that was great. We have a monitoring and evaluation team who on a continual basis looked at the success of these Nenasalas, evaluated them, and ensured that these Nenasalas will continue successfully.
අනාගතයේ මාවතේ පෙරමග බලා හිඳී නිගිලී යනවනම් අභිමානයෙන් අනාගතයේ මාවතේ පෙරමග බලා හිඳී ආඩම්බරයෙන් ඔබේ ශ්‍රී ලංකා මගේ ශ්‍රී ලංකා
ශ්‍රී ලංකා ඔබත් රටත් රැගෙන පෙරට